Hey guys, Haji here and welcome back to a new video. And for those who did not see my community tab, well, the reason why I was not there last week to upload a video is because I was on vacation. And for those who care, it was an absolutely great vacation and it was pretty fun and all that. And during that vacation, I had the privilege to watch Despicable Me 4 in theaters. Now, disclaimer, these are just my opinions and my opinions only, and if you disagree, that is absolutely fine, and I would like to start a conversation on why I agree or disagree with what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Another thing, which if you guys don't care about this, I'll give you guys a certain timestamp, but we are on the road to 300 subscribers, and it would be very nice of those who haven't subscribed yet to subscribe now, because we are on the road to 300 subscribers. And once I hit 300 subscribers, I will do the Haji X Fries 300 subscriber special, which I won't tell you guys what it will be, but it's gonna be a pretty big video, and I will guarantee you guys more live streams. Another announcement, I made a second channel, which is where I'm gonna put extra videos of stuff that I like. For example, I'm gonna put some football videos over there. I don't know, like I'm not gonna put football videos on this channel because these are for people that only care about, cartoons. But on that channel, I'm gonna talk about stuff like wrestling, football, and other stuff that I'm passionate about. So yeah, let's get on with the video. Before I get on to the review, I think it's only fair that I start and run you guys down through the plot. So, Gru has put a guy named Maxime in jail, which is a high school rival of Gru. And Maxime, after getting arrested, vows to take revenge on Gru. And after all of this, we cut back to Gru's house where we see the introduction of his new son named Gru Jr. Now, after all of this, we get news that Maxime has escaped prison, and now Gru and his family have to move to this new place named Maywood and go as new identities, which I find pretty cool. And after all this, we get introduced to Gru's neighbor named, I forgot his name, but the most important part is we get introduced to this new character named Poppy, who is going to play a large role later on in the movie. So after all of this, Gru takes Margot to school and he tries to get some bonding time with Gru Jr. And I think the scenes of Gru and Gru Jr. trying to bond is very, very funny. That's just me. And after all of this, it's actually revealed that Poppy knows who Gru is, and she threatens to leak Gru's secret identity unless Gru takes part in a heist to steal this honey badger in Lycée Pabon, which translates to the high school, the not bad. Maybe it's not that, but I speak French, and Pabon means not bad. Wait, no, Pabon means not good, my bad. So yeah. Anyways, they go on this very, very amusing heist where we see Poppy and Gru bond together, and we can see a little bit of callbacks to previous movies. Like, for example, this callback of when Gru checks if there's booby traps, which is actually a callback to Despicable Me 2, when Gru used to think that there was no point of checking if there's booby traps when there actually was a booby trap, which I really like right there. And then they finally see the honey badger, and right when they're about to get it, Gru Jr. kind of ruins everything and, wakes up the honey badger, which we get this amazing scene of the honey badger just chasing down at everyone until the honey badger gets calmed down by Gru Jr. after he feeds him, I think, some juice or some milk or whatever it was, and the honey badger becomes calmer. But it's kind of too late because the principal of Lycée Pabon wakes up and starts to try and attack Gru and all of the people that were there. And luckily they escape, but it turns out that the principal of Lycée Pabon used to be the principal of Maxime, and now Maxime knows where Gru is, and the principal of Lycée Pabon comes to Gru's house, and she calls up Maxime Lemond, which his plan in the early stages of the movie was to take Gru's most precious thing, which is his son. And Maxime Lemond finally does it, and he transforms Gru's son into some cockroach thing. And then Gru and Maxime Lemond have this little fight scene, I guess, and Gru's about to lose. He's hanging for his dear life, and he tells his son he loves him, but right when he's about to fall down, Then Gru Jr. starts to fight Maxime Lamal and starts to like just do his classic antics that he did to Gru, but on Maxime Lamal, and everything is fine. At the end, Gru goes to Maxime Lamal's prison cell and pretty much tries to make up with him, which I really like. And at the end, they sing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," and I think that overall, this movie was pretty good. I've seen the amount of hate this movie has gotten, and I don't think people really understand that this movie is not supposed to be taken seriously. This movie was not made to be analyzed scene by scene like a Star Wars or Marvel movie. If you guys want to do that to a Star Wars or Marvel movie, you guys can go watch that and analyze it like that. I mean, one day I'm gonna review the Star Wars movies and I will analyze them just like that. People review this movie in such a harsh way, even though they kind of forget that it's just a kids movie. This movie was not made to be a world-class movie. It was made just for the big dollar. Now, let me tell you guys the things that I liked. First thing that I liked is the Gru and Gru Jr. bond. I think that, some people hated it, but I personally liked it. I think that the whole way of going through it is absolutely smart, and I think everything going through with the scenes and stuff, I think the way they wrote this bond was absolutely great. 2, Maxime Lamal. I know, he's a boring villain, but you guys cannot lie that he was one of the first villains in a long time to feel truly, truly menacing. The last villain I think that we got that felt pretty menacing was probably El Macho. He was actually a really good villain in my opinion. But I think Maxime Lamal, maybe he had a boring personality and we did not see him in enough scenes for him to develop his character. I think that it's sort of forgivable that he's a boring character just solely to the fact that we understand his premise. That movie did a great job of not putting him in too much scenes because we understand his plot, we understand the road that he's going through just to find Gru. So I think that the movie did that in a great way. 3, Poppy. Now, Poppy I think is a very, very fun character. I think that Poppy was actually, the scenes with Poppy and Gru were honestly probably the highlight of the movie in my opinion. And I think that Poppy and Gru's little heist is probably it provides some of the best scenes in the whole movie, and it provides some great continuity on previous events, as I mentioned earlier. And yeah, I think that that's all I like. There's probably more, but I think that, those are the stuff that I like. Those are probably the main 3 things that I like. Now, oh yeah, I forgot the ending. The ending to this movie is probably the only thing that all the critics could not really critique because it was just a great ending. All of Gru's enemies and everyone in the Despicable Me universe is coming together to sing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." I mean, it's a great ending, and you could even end off the series with just that one scene, and I don't think anyone would complain about it. But yeah, on to the things that I don't like. Things that I don't like is that some characters here really can come off as annoying. For example, they had comedic potential with the karate master, but I think that he was annoying. Maxime's sidekick was annoying. I think that the President Hickenbottom, I never liked his character, but in here he's just annoying. I think that the Mega Minions had potential, but the episode completely wasted the comedic potential that the Mega Minions had. Just imagine the Minions as superheroes. There's so much comedic potential in that alone, and there's so many jokes that you could do with that, and there's so many plot lines you could do with that. I don't think the episode did a good job on, making the Mega Minions truly, truly good. Another thing that I don't like, honestly, has to be for the fact that sometimes the movie feels a bit rushed. Okay, the movie has so much subplots I think that could have been erased and still could have made sense. For example, they had this little subplot where Agnes and Edith went to some karate school, and I think that whole scene could have just been completely removed and the movie would have still made sense. And I don't think that we had a true conclusion to Poppy and Margot's little story there. And another thing, which I praised this whole Gru and Poppy stuff, but I think that too was a little bit rushed. I mean, there could have been more that was added to that. Remember, Gru committed a crime. He stole a honey badger. And Lucy is a good guy. Gru used to be a bad guy, but now turned to a good guy. So couldn't we have had a little scene in the movie addressing a little scene in the movie where Lucy kind of confronts Gru about it? I mean, I think that makes sense too. And there could have been much more added. Like Gru actually enjoyed stealing the honey badger and actually enjoyed doing the heist. I think that little, subplot there could have had way more potential. I mean, the scene itself was good, but imagine the consequences it could have had. Gru enjoyed it. Lucy's a good guy. Just imagine what Lucy would have, thought had she known that Gru stole a freaking honey badger. But yeah, I think that overall, if I were to rate this out of 10, I'd give it a 8 out of 10. Okay, so overall, the things that I like and the things that I don't like, I think that put that all together, this movie is just a fun movie. I watched this with my family, and I could be biased because watching a movie with your family and watching a movie by yourself, it's a little bit of a different vibe. And maybe 2 years later when I decide to rewatch this movie, I'll completely tear it to shreds. That I am completely aware of. But you guys need to understand my point of view as I watch this in theaters, and that's just a whole different special connection that I have with this movie. But yeah, these are simply just my opinions. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say when I'm explaining all that to you guys. And I'm sorry that I did not put any clips and I just put X24 gameplay. It's because that, to be honest, I tried to look up clips for the movie, but it's fairly new. Even though it's been 2 weeks, there's still no clips that came out of it. So I'm kind of forced to use FC24 gameplay. So yeah, hope you guys sort of enjoyed the video. And this is Hot Fries, and I will see you all on the flip side. Goodbye.